As you guys can tell for the thumbnail, I've been in crypto for 1 year right now, and I've made 3 big mistakes. I want to go over those 3 big mistakes and have just kind of a normal conversation of a normal guy who had very little money who was able to turn it into a pretty good chunk of money in less than 1 year, or just at 1 year. So stick around, guys. We're going to go through it all. I do hope this video helps you guys out. All right, so the first thing I want to say is crypto definitely changed my life. I'm not going to lie. It changed my life from where I own my own business, and I started to think, I've been really grinding for 5 years that I don't have anybody putting any money away. I don't have any 401k by myself. I don't have any Roth IRA. Yeah, I can start those things by myself, but I didn't have any money. So we got a little bit of money from my wife's grandma that she left us. And that was basically our starting savings. That was all we had in the world. And I randomly one day threw it into crypto about a year ago. January. It was the first week of January last year, and I wanted to get this video out before then. That's why I'm doing it. And I want to go over the 3 biggest mistakes I made, so hopefully you guys can learn from that. I know I have, and we can kind of keep this conversation going. We've only started this channel to where we're switching it to mainly crypto, or all crypto, only about 3 weeks now, and it has gone so well. And I think it would be, I don't think it would do us justice for us being real people, being real with you guys, if we didn't come with stories like this and how we actually got involved and the mistakes we've made. All right, so without further ado, let's just get into it right now. I'm going to go from what I think is probably least important to most important in my view, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow. These are just my opinions and the mistakes I have made on my own. So the first thing I want to go over is simply not buying Bitcoin right away. My first buy was a whole ton of Cardano, and let's be honest, that gave me my buying power for the rest of the year. And the moves I've been able to make, even starting this YouTube channel with Joe, without having that financial background, this wouldn't happen. But I have no Bitcoin, or I don't have a lot of Bitcoin, and I should have bought it because I looked at it when I first got in. I think it was $23,000 last year. In fact, check me, just about 23,000. I looked at it, I'm like, it's too much. I don't need it. I can't buy it. I need to buy these smaller altcoins. And could I not be more wrong? Bitcoin is the most user friendly. It's the most well known. It is the safest bet. It is the safest option for you to get. And even something that's more important that I think is overlooked is that it hedges your dollars. I mean, if Bitcoin goes down, 5-10%, typically your altcoin's going to go down double or triple that. And it is a great hedge against your actual money, your US dollars, and the other altcoins just aren't as good. You simply should own some Bitcoin. So that was a huge mistake that I made that I will not be making again, because as soon as we get into this bear market, I'm going to be putting a bunch into Bitcoin. Obviously, we started Bitcoin mining the other day, yesterday. We still haven't officially started mining. That doesn't start until mid-January, so more videos about that really won't be coming out for a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. One of my biggest issues, number 3 for me, was not buying Bitcoin early enough. It's that simple. Now we get into a little bit more fun issues, because that one's kind of obvious depending on who you ask and who you are. This number 2, which I think is just a little bit more important than number 1 of a mistake I made, I simply took in too much information. I was watching too many people. I was watching everybody. Every single person that had a YouTube channel was watching. I was reading every article possible. I was getting in so much information that I couldn't put any information out. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what my money was doing. I was just putting it into random projects because this guy said this and this girl said this and Michael Saylor said this or whatever. I just took in too much information. I needed to calm down. I needed to listen to real people. I needed to listen and get some of that information, but I just needed to bring it down a notch and not take it so seriously. And not every coin's going to go up. And yeah, you see right now Matic, you see Avalanche, you see Solana, you see all these coins going to the moon. And, my biggest holdings aren't moving right now. That's fine, because my biggest holdings were going to the moon when they weren't going to the moon. So I needed to do more due diligence on my own, figure out what projects I truly believed in, and stop listening to other people. Is that when you bring in so much information on crypto that you can't even make a good decision with the money you have. Not all of us have unlimited funds. Not all of us have 26 million, 36 million like BitBoy does to throw at every single project. And guess what? If 3 projects go to 0 for him, he doesn't care. He's still got 29 million that's going to go to the freaking moon. It doesn't matter for him. For us, who's got $5,000, $1,000, $100, or whatever it is, It's too much information and too many projects to go out and try to find them. You've got to listen to people you trust, even if it's not us. Who cares? Find someone you trust and you believe in, and then go do your own due diligence and then find out what you like. Obviously, you guys know my favorite projects: Harmony One, VeChain, Cardano. And there's a bunch more coming down the pipeline. Those are my three main ones that I can think of right now that I truly enjoy and I think are going to be huge in the long run. And again, I'm holding these for 10 plus years. I mean, obviously, I'm going to sell them and then buy them back in the bear and bull, but we're not into that. It's you can't take in so much information when you're brand new that it stifles your ability to actually make money. Again, I got lucky that I picked up Cardano when I did, and my one of my best friends who did all the research for the last year, he's like, hey, this is the time to get it. This is the coin. I didn't even know anything about it. I just gave him all the money I had in the world, all the money we had in the world, and it ended up working out. That's not how it's going to work for most people. Mostly that's going to go down. But again, that's just my opinion. It's taking in too much information. Number 3, and why I think this is by far the biggest mistake I made, and one that I don't kick myself about it, because here's the thing. I didn't do it. I simply didn't do it. And what that number one biggest mistake is not starting soon enough. I simply didn't start right away because I was scared, because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even think about it. It was so... I couldn't even imagine what even crypto... at that point in time, it didn't make any sense to me. Here's the story. I've never told anybody this story because, to be honest with you, I'm kind of embarrassed by it, especially now that I'm on here talking about crypto. Is back in 2013, I was in college. It was my first year of graduate school. I think it was my first year of graduate school. So I was going down to Western Illinois University to get my master's degree. And there was I was in sports management, but there was kind of this nerdy sports management kind of numbers guy that I sat next to in a lot of my classes. Real nice kid, just beyond nerdy. And he was big into Bitcoin back then and big into cryptocurrencies. And this is 2013. I mean, this is early on. And, we talked a lot, and, we ate. I didn't have any friends down there because I drove back and forth. So whenever we'd have a break in classes, I'd go eat with him or whatever. And he's like, hey, you got to buy some Bitcoin. You got to buy this. And I never pulled the trigger. And he called me the other day. He's like, hey, you're making a crypto chain. I'm like, yeah. Me and my buddies got pretty big into it, and we really truly think it's the future. Both of us hope to, I own my own business. He hopes to eventually maybe one day own his own and really, make financial wealth out of it and be able to make our own decisions. He's like, it's the best thing you can do. So back in the day, he bought Bitcoin at $100, $400, $500, $800. He's scooping it all up, telling me to buy it. Never buy, never buy, never buy. 2 years goes by, and so he calls me just a couple days ago and talks about the channel, how he likes it, and actually had some pointers for us that we were screwing up too, of course, but that's Jason for you. Anyways, so he's worth just over $5 million right now at the age of 30 years old. Just because of Bitcoin. And he didn't even put much money in. He was just slowly dollar cost averaging in. But when I looked at it as that's for $500. Bitcoin was $500, $300, $800 back then in 2013, 2014. And I'm like, that's too much money. I can't make any money off of this. Every single time I've done that, it just keeps going up. $20,000 is too much. When I first got in this year, it was $23,000. Like I said, it's too much. It's too expensive. I'm not going to start right now. I'll start later when it goes down. You're not starting later when it goes down. You have got to get in right now. You have got to get some skin in the game. Again, not financial advice. This is the mistakes I made, and the biggest mistake I made is that I needed to get in right now. I couldn't wait any longer. That's even this Bitcoin mining. We could have waited until the bear market. Yeah, sure, we could wait 6, 8 more months, a year to get in, but it's not going to happen. You need to get some skin in the game now and then figure it out later, because cryptocurrency rewards those who have been in the market longer. They reward those who are willing to take that financial advice and take that next step. Jason, one of my buddies that I haven't talked to in 8 years, he took that step. He was much more forward thinking than I was when I was 22 years old, running around trying to win the CrossFit Games. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't care about Jason sitting next to me. I didn't care about your fake, stupid coins. Stop talking to me about them. And now I'm looking back on it and I'm kicking myself. And I'm like, you know what? I made a huge mistake in not listening to him, because he was truly trying to help me. And he called me, and he was just the nicest dude, but he's loaded now at the age of 30. So it's something that am I mad about it? No. But fool me once, at that price, that's definitely my fault, but you're not going to get me twice. That's simple. You're not going to get me twice. And now it's 8 years later. Bitcoin's way higher. I've made some pretty good money off of it this year alone. Not Bitcoin, but cryptocurrencies in general. And it's not going to happen for the rest of my life. This is going to be where I hedge my money, where I put my money. This is where I pay for my kids' things. This is how, we're going to afford what we want to afford later on, is this channel, these cryptos. I mean, this is how it's going to happen. This is not something to get into if you're scared of volatility. If you don't believe in it, don't get into it. Again, you can talk to people. You're like, hey, it's not for me. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to waste your money. You're going to sell low. You're going to buy high. And that's too bad. But it's something that I did want to get out there, is that there's never a great time to start. You just have to start now. I don't care if Bitcoin's at an all-time high. I don't care. Bitcoin's probably going to go to $500,000, $1 million a coin. Who cares? Just get in. Get something on the board, and that will help you. Everyone's journey in crypto is going to be completely different. You got a bunch of money. They don't have any money. You started too late, whatever. It doesn't matter, guys. It does not matter. If you're willing to take a step outside the box and just try something new, and don't put all your money in here. Don't put your house payment. Don't do something stupid. I mean, come on. But if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, realize that, hey, the dollar bill, especially in the last 2 years, is just getting lower, lower, and lower. Every single price of everything is up in the whole world right now. I mean, we're building a house right now. Lumber is up 400%. 400. We got lucky because we bought it kind of at a dip, and now it's back up to like all-time highs. But I mean, everything is up. Your milk, your groceries, your gas, everything is up. So your dollar means less, less, and less, and you're scared to buy crypto? The worst thing you can have right now is paper money. That's the worst thing you can have. So everybody's journey is going to be different. Everybody's going to be completely different of how they want to do their financial stability, of how risky they are. Some people don't even want to do it. They're like, you know what, dude, I'm good with making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, and I'm good with chilling. That's fine. Do that. And you'll probably smile and will work a whole lot less than I do. I can tell you that much in what Joe does, and you'll be able to see your families a lot more too, because there are sacrifices that come with wanting to invest and watch your investments grow and learning crypto, and there's sacrifices that have to be made. The biggest thing that I've learned, and obviously those are my 3 biggest mistakes, but you don't have to be super wealthy to make money in crypto. You don't have to put in thousands of dollars. Put in $50 a week. Put in $50 a month. I don't care. But over time, that's going to grow so much. And just dollar cost average in 10 years, you're going to be sitting on what you would call a little bit of a gold mine, And it's something that I really do. I feel very passionate about people being able to do, especially as a business owner myself. And my number one love by far is CrossFit, by far owning my own business. But I don't have any retirement. I don't have any of that stuff. So you've got to do it on your own. And if you're like me, you're going to wake up one day and be like, I got no money in the bank. I got no money. Like literally we put all of our money into the gym. So all of our money and our time and everything we've ever had, we put in here. So when I woke up that day a year ago, I'm like, I'm broke as a joke, and we need to change it. And so this is how we're changing it. And so far it's worked out pretty well. Obviously, I've only been in a year, so that's what we're doing, though. A couple things that I want to end on real fast is that you make your own decisions. You make your own life choices. You don't have to chase a bunch of money to be happy. You don't have to go run after everything that everybody says to do. You don't have to disbelieve in this or whatever. But here's one thing that will eventually make you more satisfied, is that if you do start getting into crypto, and if you do start taking kind of initiative of your own financial well-being, you will be happier, because you will see it on your phone. It's so much easier to track. It's faster. It's peer-to-peer transitions, and you don't see your bank account going down just because you're spending the same amount of money. I mean, like I saw a Grant Cardone video today, and he's like, you know why people don't go on vacations? He's like, because it makes it more stressful, because all they worry about is spending more money. I mean, how many people do that? Is that when they go on vacations, they only worry about how much money they're spending. That ain't a vacation. You can't even go on vacation. Put the crypto aside and just take it out when you want to go on vacation, and boom, you got a bunch of money sitting there that you can go on vacation once, twice a year. But for you not to want to get in just because it's so high or your friend is annoying you about it or whatever it is crazy. I think it's something that you can hedge your dollars off of. I think it's something that will continually grow, and it's something that you can really make a difference of, especially in your own life, without doing a whole lot of work besides your money just sitting in the bank and getting worse and worse and worse and lower and lower and lower in value. All right, guys, so that's all I have today. I wanted to get out my three. It was fresh in my mind. I wanted to get out my 3 biggest mistakes that I made in the first year of investing into crypto. I've got a long way to go. I'm hoping you guys watch this channel. You guys have done, in the last month or so that we've been really just kind of going the crypto way. You guys have done a lot for us. I appreciate that. I hope you guys like and subscribe. We have so much more content coming out, so much content we can't even get to. We've got new microphones, we've got new cameras, we've got all this stuff coming. So we do really appreciate you guys being with us, and we're going to see where the next year takes us. So we really appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you guys and your family, and we do appreciate you guys being with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube. I'm out.